Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Quisha King Show, where we discuss faith, culture, and politics, all geared towards the next generation. I'm so excited for you. You have no idea what you're in store for, but you're going to love it. I thought we needed to not break away from politics because, that's what we do over here, but we need to add other layers. There are other layers to conservative lives, conservative women than just politics or just our job. We are layered women. We do many, many things. We wear many hats. And so I wanted to introduce you all to a wonderful young woman I had the privilege to sit on a panel with back last year, I believe it was, at the Faith and Freedom Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Miss Whitley Yates.
Love that introduction. It was wonderful.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining me. So let me just tell, before you give your intro, your background, let me just give the people a little bit more context about how we met. So we met at the Faith and Freedom. We were on a panel together, and you were sharing your story about your daughter and then, education. And you guys know that, that's sort of my wheelhouse. So I'm sitting there next to her, I'm listening to her story. I'm like, this woman is phenomenal. Well, we were on Fox Soul together as well a couple months ago, and just once you guys start listening to her, you're gonna fall in love with her just like I did. And not only so, I was being a little nosy, I was being a little sneaky, so I was like, let me follow all of her stuff because I was following her on Twitter, and then I went over to her Instagram. Y'all, the girl is just dope. She has this incredible fashion mind. I'm thinking I'm going over to your Instagram to find, the typical conservative woman stuff. Well. I said, let me get myself a little snazzy today for this one because she is all about fashion. So that's how I was like, you know what? We need to bring more of this talented woman on the show. So Whitley, thank you so much for joining us. And why don't you tell the people a little bit more about yourself?
Well, hello, everyone that's watching the Quisha King Show. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited to talk about this topic. I am in politics every single day. I'm the director of diversity for the Indiana Republican Party. I work to get conservatives connected to our message, and how they connect to conservatism and become principled Republicans is all that I do, and I love that. But in a past life, I may or may not have been a celebrity stylist. I may or may not have worked on national campaigns for brands. You may have seen my work in Vanity Fair, in Essence, in Vogue. And so coming into a more front-facing position within the Republican Party and within conservative politics, I was a little nervous.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I would have been too. Mm-hmm. I was too. Let me correct that. I was too.
Because I've always been told that we have to assimilate to who the party is. Right. And in that assimilation, you lose a level of authenticity.
Right.
And I was afraid that I was going to be dressing like I was supposed to be on Sister Act. And that, it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work for me.
I'm so happy you didn't do that.
I thought that I was going to have to be in turtlenecks with no jewelry and wearing, very demure fashion sense. And I decided very early on, especially with the leverage of visibility on my position, that I needed to be authentically me. I'm bringing color. I'm bringing organza. I'm bringing feathers.
Yes.
I'm bringing two-piece suits that are hot pink to the meeting.
Yes, darling.
I may be
here for it.
A small pink suit. I may be in neon green today, and you can't see my bottoms, but they're like royal blue color blocks. So it was really incumbent upon me to be authentic to who I was. And how do I tap into or continue to explore fashion, but also be conservatively chic at the same time? So I'm here to help you guys to do that.
I absolutely love it. I 100% love it. I think that we need more of this. It's just too many times that we're like, you know, you have to be a certain way and you have to do it this way. And it's like, people pick that up. People can read that that's not really you. And it makes them, it actually hurts the messaging instead of, pushing it more into culture and getting people to see like what we're really about, because they can tell, you know, you come in there, I call it the uniform. You got your red dress and your pearls. That's the uniform. And it's like everybody does the uniform. And then for our men, you know, it's the blue or black, the dark blue or black suit with the white shirt and the red tie. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it like a million times. There's just so much more to us than that. And like I said, you know, if we're going to be building this parallel economy, parallel culture, you know, if we're going to be representing in America for young people to be interested, for, you know, just, I mean, I'm not all that young, but doggone it, I don't want to be in the Sister Act uniform either, or the Republican, the Republican red woman. You know, I don't want to do that. That's not me.
You got to have the thing across your neck. You got to have the scarf tied.
You know, and I mean, it's no shade, you know, we love y'all, that's y'all, but let the new young people that are coming in, like, y'all got to chill and let us do what we do.
Yes.
So Miss Whitley is going to help us with that a little bit today. I'm so excited. So she has put together some looks, y'all, some looks that we can do, maintaining our conservatism. You know, you're being styled. You're getting this help from a conservative woman. So you're not, you know, that's what we got to do. We got to support people who hold our values. So this young lady is a conservative woman, and she's knowledgeable about fashion as well. So it makes me feel good to be able to share that, because our values, you know, we hold the same values, and then we can also help women keep and maintain their fashion, darling.
Yes.
So let's get started here. So I'm just going to go down the slides, and then you can
so since I've already kind of introduced myself, I don't think I need to show you think I should still show what some past work that I've done, or
let's just show people what you've done. Absolutely.
Here's some of the work that I've done. In May of 2019, I was on the styling and creative directive team for Essence, and that is P. Diddy and his whole entire family. And so we got to sew, me and a lady by the name of Kiki Tillman, who is the creative director of Sean John, worked to style all of the women on the shoot. And so it was an amazing experience. I've worked with P. Diddy and his family since 2015 through Kiki, and that was great. This is the next picture is a Curly Kids hair care campaign. So it was all about natural hair and I love that, right? Products for little girls. So we styled the girls super cute. We were in this like diner setup, and that was awesome. And then the next one is one of my favorites, and that was for Motions Hair Care. That was in Atlanta, and we did a hyper stylized campaign, kind of centered around this girls trip vibe. And that also was in magazines and publications.
Wow. Okay. So what is a hyper stylized?
Yes. So
what does that mean?
So usually in magazines or campaigns, they choose the direction in which they want to go. In hair campaigns, it's usually just about the hair. They don't really care what the women are wearing. Like back in the day when we used to get perms, the box would be like the lady and her hair would be nice. She'd just be in a t-shirt. Like she's just in a teal t-shirt. But this campaign was more about what are they wearing and how does your hair go with the outfit and with the clothes.
I get that, because it's true. And, you know, I know people like Motions, you know, for my audience members who are white ladies, Motions is it's a black hair care brand. So you may not be familiar with it, but I think all of us can relate to wanting your hair to match what you wear. That's a bar. So I think we can all relate to that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's get into what this kind of looks like. Okay. Let's talk business casual, which I am usually in. Business casual. Yeah. I love a long, wide pant. You really
So wide leg pants, we can still wear that. It doesn't you're not in the 70s if you wear like a long flared pant leg.
No,
a wide leg. I'm sorry.
Really the structured pants. So in this first picture with this lady with the hat, she's got on a structured pants. She's got on a bodysuit. That's from J Lux label. I actually have those pants. I absolutely love them. Now you have to be careful with these bodysuits because some of them ride a little low. And you want to make sure that they're thinking about your mind, not your body.
Right.
Right. But having a wide leg pant and a nice top as we are like going into spring, use those all the time. So for me,
so you can wear, I'm sorry, but you can wear this like in the office, or even if you're doing like what we're doing now. A lot of people are, you know, if you do office work, you're going to be Zoom. You still want to be cute because you might have a meeting outside of, you know, your home office. But if you, you know, you can wear this out to like dinner. Like I think you could keep this. It could be like a look for the day.
Yes. And you could pair this also with a blazer, with a cardigan, with something structured. I just think it's a really, and separates are your friend. Separates are your friends because you can mix and you can match. So you could wear those cream pants as a staple piece. You could wear it with an orange top. In the winter, you could wear it with the black turtleneck and do a black pant. In the summer, you can throw on a pop of light pink or lavender. So there's so many things in many ways that you can style these things. I am a sucker for a bodysuit. I get mine from Express, the body contour line. I absolutely love them. They come in all shapes and sizes. They kind of tuck you in where you need to be tucked in. They have them where they come all the way up here, which I absolutely love. They have them square neck, they have scoop neck, they have deep V. And so you can kind of mix and match how you use those. But this is business casual.
Okay.
This is professional. Business
casual. Okay.
That's so, like you're going into the office on a daily basis and they really don't care what you wear, but you can't be in your pajamas.
Right.
And then maybe you want to go out for happy hour afterwards because it's a see that I learned when I was out there. These are some great outfits for business casual to stay chic.
Okay. So the last outfit, the orange top, and I guess what color is that? Like chocolate?
Yes, the chocolate pants.
Is that material? Is that the same kind of material as these other pants? It looks like it might be a little bit different.
It is completely different. So the J Lux pants, the pants in the middle, those are a blend. So those are going to be a polyester and cotton blend, the pants in the middle, and they're more structured, so they're heavier. The pants on the left with the woman with the high neck bodysuit and those pants, those are actually all cotton, about 75% elastic, and you can get those at Fashion Nova for like $10, by the way. Now these other pants that she's wearing, those pants, those are a very specific blend. I cannot see all of the material in it, but that's going to be almost like a silk blend type of a pant. So those are probably going to be a dry clean only pant, and they probably get wrinkled pretty easily, so just be aware. But the top that she's wearing, even though it looks like silk, it's not. It's machine washable, super affordable. You can find those at TJ Maxx. I'm a Maxxinista as well.
Right. Oh, and the reason why I bring up the material, I ask about the material, is because I'm a little bit heavy on the bottom, and you know, with thicker thighs and stuff like that, like I have to be conscious about how a material is gonna cling. You know what I'm saying? Like it might look cute, but it's like if you haven't done your exercises and if it ain't right, you gotta wait.
Making sure you get thicker material pants so that you can't see, you know, any of the dimpling. Cellulite. So making sure that material is thick enough to where, you know, it can hold all of you. And that's also very important. I don't have a problem with being heavy on the bottom at all.
I don't have a problem with it. I actually rather prefer.
I'm straight up and down. I wish I had those issues. But for women that do, you know, making sure the material's good, and also making sure you don't have that gap in the back where your waist is small, but you have to buy a larger pair of pants to fit your hips, specifically for people who are pear-shaped, to make sure that you don't have that gap in the back to where we can tell that the pants aren't fitting right is really important.
Yeah, that is so good. I hope this helps a lot of women out there, because I'm sure you've seen Whitley when we've been at these events and things, and you're like, now what in the world? What in the world? What had happened?
We gonna talk about it.
we're just gonna pray for them, and they're gonna watch this video, and so they can do better the next time.
So now we're going into business professional.
Yes.
I love a suit, and I love a suit with color.
Yes.
Not saying a black suit or a navy blue suit isn't great, but bring in that pop of color. Do not be afraid to experiment. I have a green suit similar to this that I wore on St. Patrick's Day. Of course I wore it on St. Patrick's, but I wore it other times. And then we have a sheath midi dress, which is the one in the middle. Where you are fully covered up, but it is fitting and hitting. If you know what I mean, it is giving professional. You're not showing anything besides your arms. Hopefully there's a little bit of slit in the back, and it's called a midi dress because it goes beneath your knee. So you've got mini dresses. Those, you know where those hit. Those are upper thigh. Those are mini, but this is a midi dress. So it's gonna come right beneath that knee line. And a sheath dress is just the style of the dress. I absolutely love these. They look good on any body shape, any body style. A sheath dress looks great because it's going to accentuate what you want accentuated. And for people who are not as happy with that midsection, a lot of sheath dresses will have some gathering on one side. So it hide anything that we haven't prepared to be shown.
Right. I love the way you say that. It's very kind.
A skirt and a top. So this would be business professional. You're going into a meeting, you want to be a boss, and you want to command the room. Each one of these looks are providing something different. The green suit, while it is a suit, it still has a playful element, but it is strong. The baby powder blue dress is a lot more of a softer feminine look. That is my aesthetic. I love that. As well as the skirt and top with the bell sleeves. And this is more of a high waist skirt. You can find an outfit like the high waist skirt and top at Ann Taylor, which is one of my favorite stores. You can also find a sheath dress like this at Ann Taylor. You can find also all of these at Express. I am a big, big advocate of Express. I think that they have very reasonable prices for their clothes and for their outfits. So I got all of my colored suits at Express, and I have it every color of the rainbow, every color.
That is so good to know because I'm one of those people, like I don't really keep up with all the things. So I'm glad that you're telling us where to go to find these outfits.
Ooh, my favorite. Let's talk about an evening moment.
Yes.
This is evening in the context of I'm going to be around dignitaries. I'm going to be around people who are in positions of power and influence. I am here for a two-piece thigh and a biscuit. I love a slit for an evening event. It cannot be tight. You cannot be bringing your milkshake to the yard, but a classy slit and also a little shoulder action is wonderful because showing your shoulder is better than a deep V, because a deep V moment can go bad really quickly as you're moving around and you're talking and all of these things are happening. A deep V can go bad, but a one shoulder giving an arm, it's stationary.
Right. That is such a good point. And a lot of times too, the what do you call it? Like when it's an off the shoulder dress and you're constantly like pulling it up and doing all that. And so the one shoulder can still give you that kind of sexy shoulder, but not all of the maintenance that, you're trying to move around throughout the night. So I appreciate that.
Correct. And so I do have a strapless number, but notice in her strapless number, you cannot see her cleavage. It is up here, but I love the feathers at the bottom.
Yes.
And also in the middle, this pink dress, I love satins, feathers, different types of material. You can play around with different types of material that you wouldn't otherwise play around with in the office. So you can wear a silk dress to an event, even if it's an A-line dress like this one is, or if you want more of a bodycon with some feathers, a little razzle dazzle at the bottom, feel free to do that. But if you're going to a gala, come out with the two-piece thigh and a biscuit and maybe, show a little arm and a little clavicle. It's okay.
Right. Giving a little arm and clavicle, I'm here for it. This is beautiful. I love the pop of feathers on the bottom. I love that simple like detail. That's my style. I'm very like classic style. I'm not really like a trendy person. You'll probably most of the time you'll find me in like a nice top and like jeans and pumps. Like if that's kind of like my everyday uniform. But I love that dress. The black dress is not with the feathers. It's not your typical dress, but it doesn't look it almost looks more like old Hollywood than like a trendy sort of thing that will fade away.
And if let's say you want to wear that, but you're not comfortable with what your arms look like, okay? So as someone who was previously 300 plus pounds, there were times I never wanted my arms to show. You could take this dress, throw on a sheer black button-up top, put the dress over it, and you've reinvented the whole look.
Oh my gosh.
And I will show you that in my last slide. I put a picture on so that you can kind of see what that looks like.
Wow. Okay, well, we have to pause for 1 second so you can tell everybody about this amazing literal transformation that you've had. You used to be over 300 pounds. Like you showed a picture just, showing your journey on Twitter. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know that person, So tell us about what happened.
So I moved back to my hometown, which is Indianapolis, from Los Angeles, California, and it was not the greatest move. And so I was making some bad decisions, and I was not happy to be back in Indianapolis from LA. And I began to slip into a depression, and I began to eat, and I just got bigger and bigger. And what ended up happening is my health started to decline. So I got diagnosed with diabetes. I had sleep apnea. I was losing feeling in my legs. And so I went to the doctor and I was like, how do I fix this? I have at that time, I have a 5-year-old daughter and I want to be around for her. And so I got on their medical weight loss program. And it's through Community North, if anyone is here in Indianapolis, but most hospitals have them. And so the medical weight loss program has many different tracks. So you can do a track where you have meal supplements. And I want to let everyone know that this was covered by my insurance. I don't know if it'll be covered by yours, but there was a track for meal supplements where you are supplementing one of your meals with one of the provided meals or some type of a protein shake. Then there's also a medical weight loss program for pills where they give you like appetite suppressants and dietary supplements to help you reduce your appetite.
Yeah.
So I started on that program. I think my highest weight I got to was like 315, and I lost about 40 pounds. And I was really happy and excited. And then
how long did it take for you to lose the 40?
About 3.5 months.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I know. And I was very happy and excited. And then I went through a breakup. And I got sad. And I started eating my feelings again. And so I ballooned back up, and I talked to the doctors, and I opted for a more permanent solution. And I had weight loss surgery. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is called the FG, 3.5 years ago. And over it now, I didn't just drop the weight immediately, but over 3 years, I lost, I'm about 120 now. So
wow. You look fantastic.
Thank
You. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful. I'm no longer diabetic. I no longer have a sleep apnea machine. I've regained the feelings in my legs, so no extremities need to be amputated or cut off for circulation issues.
Wow.
It is a journey because you have to commit to a lifestyle change. Like I have to commit to getting my protein in and exercising and working out, because a lot of people will opt for to have, weight loss surgery, and then they don't create the lifestyle change and end up gaining the weight back. I didn't want to risk my life and put myself on an operating table and not take it seriously.
Right.
And make the life changes necessary. And so it's actually a 6-month program where you learn about your psyche and psychology and how to eat, and you have to work out at the hospital with these groups of people. And so it was a really great program for me. And I definitely tell people to check into the different paths, because depending on where you are in your journey, it could be for you. And all of the paths come with the dietitian. So you get to meet with the dietitian monthly, which I thought was really great because I realized we can change a lot of what we see that we don't like by what we consume. Like before you hit the gym, by just changing what we consume, literally change your life.
Yeah. So true. I am so proud of you. Like that is an incredible story. And I hope it encourages and inspires other, our viewers, our watchers, other just people out there who need that extra boost, who you need that push, in the beginning. So kudos to you.
I've never actually publicly talked about it. This is my first time ever. So you heard it here first on the Quisha.
Exclusive. So this is what I know everybody want to know. Do you still work out?
I do, but it's different. Before I was working out, like running on the treadmill because I was trying to lose weight. I don't want to lose anymore. I'm a little too runny, honestly, as it is. So I am just trying to tone. So I'm doing a little weightlifting. I want a little bit more definition in my arms. And so I've just shifted. I'm going to start doing Pilates. That was recommended to me by a good friend. So I'm going to start some Pilates just for tone and definition, but I'm very comfortable at where I am. And like I said, it's been 3 years. So I've been able to keep the weight off. So I'm proud of me.
We're all proud of you too. That's amazing. Okay. So let's get to this next one here. Ooh, a night out. Okay.
It's a night out for the girls. With the girls, you're on the town, you're in the streets, but you're not a city girl. These are some looks for you.
Wait now. Some people might not know what a city girl is. We gotta explain it to them.
You. A city girl is similar to a street urchin. Someone who is about the town, looking for a good time. In the olden days, they call it a good time gal. Around the way. If you are not one of those, but you do like to go out with your friends, you want to dress up, you want to wear something cute, maybe you want to show a little leg. I love the green mini skirt with just a regular button up. You have those in your pocket already. You already have them. If you want to button it up a little bit and throw on a mini skirt, I actually love skirts. You can get those at Zara. They look like skirts in the front, but they're actually shorts. I have like 4 of them in my wardrobe. I absolutely love them. Look at this yellow number.
I could never do that, but y'all skinny people, you can.
And I figure some people will be like, oh, I could not. But there are people who are like, how can I still look chic and be covered up? So she's not showing anything that she doesn't want to, but the back is a moment. I absolutely love the back with the bows. It's giving everything. She's showing a little thigh. She's got her sides out, but she is fully covered up. I would wear something like this to like a brunch ceremony or a garden party or some type of event where fashion is the highlight, but I want to be covered up. Not showing all of this.
Right.
This little white number, it's perfect.
And just may I say, the bows are adorable. I think it gives a more feminine touch to it too. I love the bows.
I'm also a sucker, which I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I'm going to tell you, for wearing pants with my dresses. I will tuck my dresses into my pants. I know that sounds crazy, but if I like the top of a dress, I will throw on some jeans with it, tuck it in, and button it up, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. I do it all the time.
Well, wait now. But what happens to all the material?
You fold it up. You just you fold the dress up.
Okay.
Usually works better with high waist pants. But I just fold the dress up. Now it's not like dresses that are like down to it's not
right
or anything. But I'll just fold it up. If I have a dress that I like to wear like on a night out that's midi, but I like the top, I'll just throw on some jeans.
That is such a cool idea. I've thought about that, but I always thought that was stupid, and so I've never done it. Because there are dresses that I have where I was like, oh man, I wish I could. This was just a top, and I never tried it. I'm glad you're giving me
try it one time. Send me a picture. Let me know what it looks like, and I challenge you guys to do that. As long as it's not a lot of material, and you can literally you just fold it up and then fold it up again.
Yeah.
Put it over your pants, tuck it in. You be like,
That is such a good idea. Okay, so I wasn't absolutely crazy.
So the white number is really not. That would be one that I could wear with pants.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a whole dress, but I would throw some pants on. Like if it's chilly outside, I will throw some pants on with that. I might go on some yellow pants, like a pair of dress pants that have little slits on the side, and you could wear that, or even some leggings. But don't think of a night out as actually anything different than what you would wear usually, unless you want to show and give a little more. So just like this top that she's wearing in that green mini skirt, you could throw on a pair of leggings with that and wear some really cute shoes or some cute heels, or a black pair of stretchy pants or something along those lines. You can utilize some of the things that are within your closet already and just reinvent them for a night out.
That's such a great idea. And with, prices of everything being crazy, that's a good way to save money. Not have to buy a whole other outfit, but just repurpose some things that you already have.
So I've worn this top to like a cigar bar, and I just wore like some really like tight, stretchy black pants and a strappy black shoe.
Okay.
Today, I'm wearing it with, a blue pair of dress pants from Express. So it gives it a completely different look.
Right. And still both very fashionable. So that's so cool. I love all that.
Yeah.
Look at you.
It was a Wednesday Addams moment. So I love this dress. It's so cute, but I was not comfortable to have my arms out. And so I threw on this black shirt that I got from Express. Once again, I threw on this black shirt to go underneath it, and it was a moment for me. And I pulled my hair back because I felt like there was a lot going on with the sleeves. So it curls on the side. I pulled my hair back, which completely gave it a different look.
That is so adorable. So you put the sheer top underneath the dress.
Yes.
Got it. That is.
I wasn't comfortable.
Yeah.
There was some stretch marks that I was trying to get rid of.
That is, and it's so.
It looks like it goes together.
Right. I would have never thought to do that. Now, even when you said it the first, I was thinking you were talking about over it, but this is under the dress.
Yes.
Very, very cute. God, you're good at this.
You could also do a white button-up shirt with that.
Yeah, and that adds like a different kind of vibe to it.
You could do a silky blouse because you're not even going to see the blouse. You're only going to see the arms, or like a bell sleeve shirt with that black dress. Yes, absolutely.
That is so cool. Girl, you are really good at this. Really, really great at this. Thank you so much for coming on and telling people about, expanding our conservative minds, child, helping, our ladies, because, we do what we do. We are at a lot of events. We are, mixing and mingling with people. And I know you probably don't have this problem, but I know for me and the other ladies who aren't so fashion forward, it's a struggle, when you're looking at your closet like, oh my God, I've like literally seen myself in this, and everybody has seen myself in this 50 million times, because it's like, it's kind of like you have your go-to stuff. Somebody even commented one time, was like, because I was singing the anthem for an event, and they were like, well, she can sing, but she wore the same dress to both events. I was like, oh, no, you didn't.
The level of visibility on your life that God has given you. And so people are watching, so you want to give them a moment.
Thank you. And we appreciate you giving us this moment for us to help expand our fashion sense. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find your Instagram and your Twitter, all the things, anything else you're working on? Let us know what you're up to.
So you guys can find me on Twitter. I am politically on Twitter at Whitley J. Yates. Instagram is really more about my fashion and just more lifestyle things, because it allows me to kind of give you a different side. So that's also Whitley J. Yates. Right now, we are launching our third Diversity and Leadership series, and it is wonderful. It's amazing. We're out in the community. We're meeting with leaders. We're talking about issues that impact us and how we can provide conservative solutions for the issues that we're facing. And good things are happening. I'd love to invite you, Quisha, to our graduation ceremony, which will be in August. If you're interested in coming to Indiana.
Would love to.
And so my last words for everyone: be authentically you, stand on your principles, and walk boldly into any room that you walk into.
What a perfect way to end this episode. Whitley, thank you so much, everybody. I will have all of her links in the description box below. Please make sure you go and follow her on Instagram, Twitter, and keep up with her, what she's doing with the Indiana GOP. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So in keeping theme with our great previous guest, all of her fashion samples, and she showed us how to get ready for spring and all the different looks we can do, I now want to bring you, this is the other thing that we don't really get conservative women to chime in on, but I have a treat for y'all because I found someone who does fantastic skincare, and she's an esthetician, and she can help us look and maintain our beauties, and she's just an overall wonderful woman. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Mrs. Michelle Littleton.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How's your day going? So how's your day going?
It's good. It's good. It's, mommy land, mommyhood. It's a day. Yes. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, what you do and how long you've been doing it. I mean, even some of the, mommy things that you do too. We love to hear about stuff like that.
So yes, I'm a wife and a mom to 3 little kids, and I'm a licensed esthetician. So I have been licensed for the past 10 years and working actively doing facials and lashes for the past 10 years.
Wow. And everybody, she is the wife of a friend of mine, Peachum Chuck. You might know him from YouTube and the show that we all co-host together called Cutting Through the Culture. Make sure you check that out Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So they just have a beautiful family, and I got a chance to meet some of the family, Michelle and Chuck, in person, and one of their oldest daughters. And so, just getting to know her, and you know how we do, your nose, so you're going, you're scrolling, and you're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, she does skincare. And I'm like, we have to showcase this because, Michelle, as you know, many of us conservative women, we want to do business. We want to engage with other women, other brands, other people that have the same values that we do. We don't want to be putting money in the left's hand, especially when they're, doing all the things that they're trying to do with our children, or to our children. So we're glad to be able to have someone that can speak on behalf of women who care about, making sure that we look great too, being moms, being wives, being, working women, doing what we do. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. So help us get ready. We did put out a poll. So we put out a poll, and I was like, okay, ladies, what do you want to learn about? Do you want to learn about your, is it dry skin, normal skin, oily skin? So we had quite a bit of a range. So like people are dealing with all types of stuff. And then I'll even go into what I've been dealing with lately, which I've already had my crisis call with Michelle that she's been walking me through. So I'll tell you all about that later. So stick around for that. But Michelle, why don't you just go ahead and, help us let's start with the dry skin. How do we deal? Your skin looks fantastic. I mean, you are stunning. You are absolutely gorgeous. So how do we get skin that looks as radiant, as beautiful as yours, if like our natural state is kind of dry?
So what I've noticed, especially in the treatment room with dry skin, a lot of people are not exfoliating. So you definitely want to exfoliate your skin. You want to remove those dead skin cells. Mm-hmm. You can do that manually with a scrub or a dry brush. For my girls that are a little bit more organic, you can do a dry brush on your face. And then you also want to make sure that you're hydrating your skin. You want to make sure you're doing that with, of course, intake with water, using serums like hyaluronic acid. That will really help. Now, the reason why you may be feeling dry is because that dead skin layer is on the surface, and you want to be able to remove that. And you're going to remove that with another acid form of exfoliation you can use is glycolic acid for dry skin. It's really good. You'd only exfoliate for about 2 to 3 times a week, though. You don't want to over exfoliate your skin and make it become raw.
Okay, so when so this is stuff we can get like over the counter?
Yes, you can go to your drugstore if you wanted to, like CVS, Walgreens,
so
Ulta.
So the what is it?
Hyaluronic acid.
Hydroluronic?
Hyaluronic.
Oh, hyaluronic acid, y'all. Yeah. Lord. Okay, hyaluronic acid. We can just go and, so it's not strong. So I'm sure when people hear acid, they're gonna be like, oh my God, but it's something they can pick up. And then what's the other one?
Glycolic acid. You can get that with they have serums, but they also have cleansers that have it in there. You don't want to use that every day because you're gonna strip your skin. You don't want to do that because then you're gonna get redness, itchiness. You just want to do that a couple times a week. If you end up going to your dermatologist and they prescribe you, let's say, a 30% glycolic acid to take home, you're only going to do that once, probably a week, maybe less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a brand that you recommend for those over-the-counter acids?
So I actually like Skin Script. It's a brand that I use in the treatment room. It's organic. I work at Merle Norman. They have a corporate where you can go online. They have glycolic pads that I think are really nice to use.
Okay.
And then drugstore wise, like convenience store, you can CeraVe. That's a really good brand and it's cheap. So they have different products too that you can use.
Okay, cool. So once we do, let's say, we're just really dealing with the dry skin. When we do the either one of those acids, what should we put on our face after? Or like how? I guess walk us through like a routine. I guess how would that look like?
Okay. So in the morning, typically I tell everyone, if you are doing the bulk of your skincare in the morning, do everything in the morning. If you're someone that wants to do it at night, do it at night. You can do it in the shower, it doesn't matter. You're going to cleanse your skin. I always like to do a hydrating cleanser. When you cleanse at night, that's one of the most important cleanses. You want to double cleanse, which means you're going to wash your face twice.
Okay.
So you want to remove your makeup, your sunscreens, and then you want to do another cleanse after that. Then you can exfoliate. Now that would be with either the manual exfoliation with the dry brush, or if you're doing an AHA, like the glycolic acid, you can just wipe that over your skin.
You gotta use layman's terms with us, Michelle. Take it slow, girl.
So glycolic acid is considered alpha hydroxy acid. We call that AHAs.
Okay.
So then after you use that, you can, let's say you're in the daytime, then you would bring in a hydrating serum, let's say.
Okay.
Anyone who's a little bit older, let's say mid-20s and up, you're going to do a hydrating serum, which would be hyaluronic acid. Then you would put that on your skin, and then you would put your moisturizer on. So typically in the morning, you want to use an SPF. You can do that with your moisturizer, or like right now, I have a tinted moisturizer. It's a tinted SPF. Gotcha. So it's an SPF that has some color to it.
I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah.
What brand is that?
So the one I'm wearing right now is Black Radiance.
Okay.
But they have them all over. They have one by ColourPop. We have one at Merle Norman. There's different. I think CoverGirl probably has one.
Okay.
I haven't really done too much research on that, but it's really just to give you it's like a balm for your skin. So your skin is going to still show through. So if you have hyperpigmentation, it's not going to cover it up completely.
Gotcha. But it's not going to make us looky girl, like when you go to the beach and you're not going to look white and ashy. You got that white layer over.
No, not at all. Okay. You don't even, it looks like a foundation, honestly.
Cool.
Little tube in a pump. It's nice. I like it.
Okay.
So then, I was going to tell you, so at nighttime, you would just do the double cleanse. You can do a serum if you wanted to, and then you would make sure you're hydrating your skin with a nighttime cream. So you want to make sure you're not putting an SPF on.
Gotcha. And so if we're doing this in the morning, once we do the moisturizer, then we can go ahead and put our makeup on or do whatever we're going to do that. Okay. All right. All right. So for normal skin, what would you suggest for as a routine for that?
So no one really has normal skin.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Everyone.
This is really good to know because people always say, do you have dry skin? Do you have normal skin? Do you have oil? Yeah. Okay.
Well, most people have something. Like it can be normal to dry, normal to oily. It's going to depend on the pore size. But honestly, around the whole scale, you want to cleanse your skin. You want to exfoliate your skin. You want to nourish it with some type of serum. And then you want to make sure that you are protecting your skin. And then at night, you would just hydrate it with a moisturizer. Okay. So more normal skin, you just want to make sure that you're not going to put anything that's going to strip your acid mantle, which is just your natural defense from pollution, just outer elements. You want to make sure that you are going to wake up feeling hydrated. So you want to make sure that it's not too moisturizing for your skin. You don't want to put Vaseline on your face. You don't want it to clog your pores. So I always tell everyone, find an esthetician in your area and they can tell you what is going to be good for your skin. Not everyone is going to be in the same category. If they have dry skin, not everyone that has dry skin is going to have the same type of skin when it comes to, you could have dry skin, have irritation, you could have a little bit of oiliness. There's different things. So having an esthetician to help you with that is great.
That's true because I'll have like dry areas, not necessarily dry skin, and it can vary like during what seasons that we're in. Like I think like most of us, winter time tends to be a little bit more dry. I know for me, like I'll get dry around my nose, or I guess my T-zone, I think it's called, your T-zone, and like I'll get dry kind of like around here. My cheeks and my forehead tend to be a little bit more oily. So I don't even know if it's like my full T-zone. It's like my nose, like more so here and then down here. It's weird.
This is all normal, like cheeks, chin, forehead, that's normal. If you have like normal to oily skin, you're going to get oily there. Gotcha. It all depends on your genetics, plays a huge factor in it too, and what you're doing day to day. What you're putting in your body and what you're putting on your body is going to affect it. And then water, I tell everyone, drink more water. It helps your skin.
I don't think enough people really think about that. We think water just for like our sort of more medical things. Like I don't think people think like, oh, let me drink water so my skin can be radiant. Like I don't think people, but that's a good point. I don't know, maybe that's a good motivator for people to drink more water, because I know I could definitely use more motivation to drink water lately. I don't know what's going on with me with that, why I'm like not just having that thirst for water anyway.
I think we all go through stages of that.
I know, right? So crazy. And I'm not a fan of like adding those water flavor things in there. I just don't. I prefer just regular water. But okay, so what about for oily skin?
So oily skin, same thing. You're going to make sure you want to cleanse. You're going to exfoliate probably a little bit more frequently. I would say probably about 3 times a week because your cell turnover. Do you know what your cell turnover is? It's just
no. I just put like context clues. I'm using context clues.
So the way your body sheds the dead skin, you're gonna shed your dead skin a little bit faster when you have oily skin. So you want to make sure that you're removing it. And the only other thing with acid-wise is you want to use a BHA, which would be like salicylic acid. For oily skin, because that'll dry it up a little bit more. I do notice a lot of people who have oily skin will over exfoliate because they feel like they need to get all the oil out. That's not the case. You want to make sure that you still have oils on your skin, because then you're going to irritate your face. You're going to end up with dry, itchy patches, a lot of inflammation sometimes. So salicylic acid helps with breaking down the oil as well as breaking down any type of acne issues you may have.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is really good. I have been, I've called you about this issue that I've just like literally just came out of nowhere. I think I've been dealing with like some psoriasis. I think that's what it would be. So I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna show you guys. So I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see. Do you
Like
see
right
that?
here.
Yeah, there's a dry patch there, and then I have like this one on my neck. I don't know if you can see it, but it's
Yeah, it's talking like hyperpigmentation. It looks like hyperpigmentation more. I can't see it.
It's been so itchy, and then I'm not gonna. But you guys can see even here, I've had like breakout of like spots. And so I called Michelle. Plus, I had this whole breakout on my lip, which is finally going away. Thank the Lord, because that was not fun. And I was so self-conscious, you know, like when you're itching and then you got these spots going on, it can just make you so self-conscious, you know, especially when you're like in front of people all the time, you know, even if you're just a mom, a wife, just a working woman, you know, you're still dealing with people typically at work. And so if you have like these spots and stuff going on, you know, it could just be really, can make you feel very insecure.
Yeah.
So you were sharing with me about like, you did say, you know, we definitely want to check with our dermatologist. So that was the first thing that she advised me to do. Go to a dermatologist. I have not made the appointment yet. I know, but it's been crazy. But can you share with them what you were advising me to do?
So typically, I did tell you I've noticed an influx of people coming in with rashes. I think it's a lot of what they're pumping in the air, as well as our food supply. I've noticed a lot of people having a lot of skin reactions. To wheat now and dairy. But I always say if you are having any type of rash, hydrocortisone will help with that, and you can get that over the counter. But if you want something stronger that's going to knock it out, you want to go to the dermatologist. They'll give you a big cup of
psoriasis, right? Yes. Is it curable? Like, can you just like take whatever the dermatologist gives you and then you're like done forever, or is it something you have to kind of keep doing?
It's chronic, just like eczema. It's something that's going to be chronic, but honestly a lot of it has to do with diet. I don't know if you've ever heard of the medical medium. He has a couple books and he talks about juicing. He doesn't eat eggs or dairy or anything like that, but he says a lot of the food. But he has books on it, which says that it is curable when you change your diet completely.
That's interesting because I don't think I've been eating anything differently lately, but clearly something is going on internally. You know, maybe I definitely notice like when I'm more stressed, I would break out like hives, but these are not hives. Like this is something else. And they would like, you know, get inflamed and then they would go away. But this is not like what's going on. It hasn't been like that. But
exposed to something too. I think I said
yes,
like topical, a detergent. I don't know. You could have went somewhere with travel and something got on you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I've never had this happen before. And so I like at first I was thinking, being a woman of a particular age, you know, I was like, okay, well maybe it is something that I came in contact with because it just came out of nowhere. Does psoriasis start when you're young? Like, would a person experiencing like an outbreak, and let's say it was psoriasis or eczema, is that something that you would see when you're younger, or can it pop up when you're like out of nowhere?
It can pop up. It can start when you're younger, and you can actually end up getting it when you're older too. It depends on what your body's being exposed to.
Okay.
Especially with the psoriasis. I don't know if a lot of people watch Dr. Pimple Popper, but she's had different, I guess you would call them clients or patients, where they end up having it in older age.
Okay. Is it more prevalent in women, do you know? Or is it kind of...
No,
it's either or.
Men or women, yes.
Okay. All right. So what other, I know another thing that we talked about. So y'all know I get very passionate about the topics that we talk about. And a lot of times I find myself squinting like this. And so when I met Michelle, I was like, girl, I'm getting some Botox. I was like, I want this line to go away because I'm always like, I see, they clip me on the news and I'm like, I look like a crazy person. And I got this line. And she was telling me, you don't have to get Botox. So listen, y'all. So tell them what you told me.
Retinol. It is like my best friend. So a lot of people, what I've noticed is with TikTok now, a lot of young girls, young 20s, think that they need to go and buy tretinoin or retinol. You don't need to start that in your young 20s. It's mid 20s, early 30s. Start using retinol. It helps with fine lines. It helps with the expression lines. It'll smooth it out. You don't have to go and risk getting Botox. I'm not against Botox, but you can definitely reverse some of those signs with retinol.
So I don't really understand like what retinol does. So help us understand like what it does.
Well, it's eating away at the dead skin cells. It's giving you the more youthful skin. So it's just another form of exfoliation.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was. I feel really ignorant right now, but I really did not know. I didn't know that that's what it was. So, okay. So it removes like layers of skin so that where you've got those creases, it will eventually smooth them out. I mean, basically that's what.
And it's speeding up your cell turnover. When you're younger, your cell turnover is a lot faster than when you get older. It slows down. So let's say you were shedding dead skin cells within 21 days. When you get older, it could be 48, 50 days. So it speeds up that process again.
Gotcha. So as we wrap it up, like, can you share with us, what are your favorite products like for spring? Do you have any, do you change your routine based on the season?
I do. So more so in the spring and summer, I'm doing that tinted sunscreen as opposed to wearing a foundation, like a liquid foundation, more coverage than I wear in the winter and in fall. I also will bring in more like mud mask in the spring and summer. You can do mask at home. That's something that a lot of people, I tell you can do that like once a week. You can do a hydrating mask in the summer, especially like if you're out in the sun. Get a hydrating mask. Put that on for about 20 minutes. It'll help your skin feel juicy.
Ooh, I'm all for that. So we were talking and I was telling you that my routine, I have been using, this is going to blow y'all's mind, but this is true. I have been washing my face, and let's drum roll, with olive oil. Yes, that is right. I've been washing my face for almost 10 years with olive oil, cold pressed organic olive oil. And when I was telling Michelle about this, she was like, oh, wow. Like, she didn't make me feel crazy. But she was actually like, that's a really good thing. I mean, it's been working with my skin. I was getting those under the skin pimples.
Cystic acne.
Yes, the cystic acne. And nothing was working. And so what I did was I went on the Googler, I was looking and I saw this woman who was talking about how she had that and this is what she used. And I was like, well, I didn't try everything else, so I'll try this too. And it actually worked really well. And I've been using it for a very long time. So that's another thing. And I'll ask you. So if I'm going to try the hyaluronic. I'm going to try one of these acids for my face, because I will say, like, lately under my eyes, like, I don't know why it's just under my eyes, but when I've been doing makeup under my eyes, it's dry and my makeup wasn't laying right. And so I've been using that.
Do you use the eye cream? Like, that's another thing. That's one of my favorite products is an eye cream.
I don't.
You should try that.
Okay.
Because you have to be careful with the some acids you can't put close up to your eye. Okay.
Yes, y'all, make sure y'all follow the directions. Okay. Follow directions and go see your dermatologist. All right. So I did the scrub, just kind of did, and I really did need to exfoliate but I use the olive oil also as a moisturizer. So I use it to clean my skin, and then I use it to moisturize my skin too. And you were saying some really fancy stuff about why that works. So can you talk to people and tell them why the oil doesn't make your skin more oily?
Well, oil attracts oil. So typically anyone who has oily skin, oil is going to be good for their skin, but there's certain ones you want to stay away from. I want everyone to not go home and use olive oil on their skin and then get mad if they break out, because it's not going to be for everybody. But some people, I tell them, I told Quisha, I'm like, if it works for you, keep doing it, because their skin's gorgeous. But yes, oil is good for your skin. There's different types. Almond oil is really good for the skin. There's different oils that are going to be good for oily skin as opposed to dry skin. I actually have a lot of those listed on my Instagram. Where I make posts with different ingredients that are good for each skin type.
Awesome. I will make sure to leave a link in the description box below so you guys can go and find all of her wonderful post on Instagram and everything she has going on there. Michelle, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on Instagram and any other things that you have going on that you want to share?
I'm only on Instagram, so it's A Little Beyond Beauty Aesthetics. There's another one on there. Someone hacked me, so don't go on the other one.
Oh, wow.
Aesthetics on there.
I'll make sure to put the correct one in the description box below under this video. So you guys make sure you go to the right one. Don't just search it. Actually click the link in the description. And well, thank you so much, Mrs. Littleton, for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Yes. Well, everyone, we love you for watching. Thank you so much. And make sure you go and follow Michelle at A Little Beyond Aesthetics on Instagram. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.